Right, welcome to this battlefield terrain tutorial. So I've got a setup for you here. Usual format, I'll show you all the stages involved in setting up this table step by step. You're welcome to copy the whole setup that you see here, or you can take elements from it for your own terrain setups for your games of Warhammer 40,000. So tables like this set up in stages. I'm just going to work you through the whole process. We'll start from the base and then we'll work our way up to the different elements here that you can see. And you can replicate this. There's a number of key tutorials already available on the channel for some of the terrain pieces that you can see, and then I'll run through all of the extra little bits that are on the board. It's really nice to have painted armies, but if you can get a decent table to play on, it makes all the difference. You really can immerse yourself in your games of Warhammer 40,000. It helps the narrative, helps with the hobby. So the aim of these videos is to help you get some great tables for your games of 40k. So as per usual, I'll leave as many links as I can in the video description below. That'll be for some of the products that are being used, and then also for some of the tutorials that are available on the channel as well. So the first step is the battle mat. So that's going to act as the foundation here for this board. This one's called Fallout Zone. It's one of my favourites from Gamemat.eu. So it's made from the mouse mat material. So it's this rubber material here on one side, and then the design printed on top. I'm actually edging my board here with upside down battle mats as well. It just creates a nice, again, nice soft surface. Put those across, and then the mat goes across the table like so. This one is 6x4 in size. For regular games of 10th edition, I've just marked out the edge across here with a perimeter fence. You can get this one in 44 inches by 60, which is your standard size now. For 10th editions, that is available, and also the 6x4 is still in stock as well, so you've got two options for your size of mat. You can also check them out for double-sided mats, so you get a design on each side of the mat, so you can get double the design on a single battle mat. So as this video goes live, Gamemat.eu are running a promotion at the moment. They're running at 20% off. I'm not sure how long that's going to last. There's a limited number of coupons that can be redeemed. The code for that the discount code for that is in the video description below. If that doesn't work and they have been all used up, there is 11% discount. That code is in the video description below as well. But they're running a promotion at the moment, so it's a chance for people to get a hold of their Gamemat.eu stuff at 20% off. Great thing about the battle mats is they're all out nice and flat. They're figure friendly. If the models fall over during the game, it's a soft surface for them to land on, and then also nice and quiet when you're rolling the dice. And then the key thing about these is they give you a colour palette to work from. So with this one, you've got nice rust and earth tones running through this thing. So you've got craters marked on the board, some train tracks running through, some layouts just gently put onto the board here, but for some buildings as well. You can see some industrial stuff going on, all these rust patches. That's all built into the design of this thing. So some nice rusty colours going on with this mat. What I've wanted to do in this one is take a previous set that runs on the Cyberpunk mat, which is these blue and grey tones, and see if they actually work and fit on this mat here. If you can work on one set of terrain and then it fits on different designs of battle mat, you're going to get good mileage, good variety out of your terrain setup. So I think this one looks pretty good. It's worked out quite well here, so I'm happy enough with the result. If you go on the channel, you will see the Cyberpunk terrain setup, where the mat that actually has been, or the terrain I've reworked and painted up to match in with that mat. But I've transferred this terrain across over onto this mat design. It seems to have worked fine. So the next stage is battle mat. It's given us our foundation colours. Then I've taken the main terrain set here is the industrial terrain set from Gamemat.eu. So you get 4 of these, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another one over there. Then you get 4 of these. 1, 2, and then there's 2 more across the other side. You get a large structure across there as part of that set. You get 2 of these. Now I've got a number of sets of this one, so I've combined all of the piping together to make this larger formation. I think it looks really good. But you get 2 of those in that set, which looks something like this. And then you also get these boxes as well as part of that set also. I think you get a dozen of those. Then I've combined it with one other terrain piece, which is a single piece. It's called the web portal from Gamemat.eu. So it's a single piece of terrain, but it's a nice good size, and that just helps to fill out the table as well. Again, I put the links for these in the video description below. They come pre-painted, so they come looking something like this. That's the pre-painted design for these. So, I mean, on this board, they fit in straight away, which is, you know, these colors match up here pretty good. What I've done is a number of times now, I've taken Gamemat.eu terrain and then enhanced the color scheme or changed the color scheme around to fit in with a different color scheme. So we've gone from this base kind of color, and then I've worked on this blue and yellow setup that you can see here. There is a full tutorial for this on the channel. I'll link it in the video description below. I'll show you how to do the spraying, the prep work, the chipping effect is all covered in that video, the rust marks, the posters, that's all covered in that video. So you can take it's your pre-painted terrain that comes as nice, sensible colors, quite straightforward, and then take that basic paint job and then enhance it. And it's faster, it's mostly spray paints, bit of sponge technique here for the chipping. So there's not much skill involved and not much time, but you can get through your terrain set. And I would say 4 to 6 hours. I completely changed the color scheme around for the terrain across the entire set. Doesn't take too long. I'm mostly using sprays and techniques as opposed to a lot of brushwork and detail. So I think I managed to get away with this set on the board. When I painted this one up, if you look at the base here, see I put it in as a nice sort of dark browns coming across here and spraying up in this direction. So that's helped key this thing in to this board. I think it's not too bad looking like so on the board. So that mostly fills out the table, as you can see. There's a little bit of Games Workshop terrain, some Adeptus Mechanicus terrain across here, painted using the same process as you see for these. So painted the whole set all in one go. And again, it just fills out the table a little bit more. And then we've got the boundary running across there. So I'm not going to run through how to paint these here in this video. I'll just link out to that tutorial. So if you want to copy that, then you're welcome to follow that tutorial along. That bulks out the table really good. Next step is accessories. So I've got some Games Workshop pipes across here. And then with the Gamemat.eu terrain, they do it so that you can link up the GW stuff. So those pipes just go in there. And for the web portal terrain piece there in the middle, there's some GW stuff across. These are quite rare apparently now to get a hold of. But there's plenty of terrain options from Games Workshop. There's barrels from them as well. And those little touches, little accessories around the table just help to set the terrain on the board, to make the terrain look like it belongs on the table. And then there's a few other accessories. I'm a massive fan of these walkways. These are homemade, custom made from the rods. Here is material called Plastruct. It's plastics. Architects use it for model building and so on. But you can get a hold of that from your model railway shop or on eBay. And then I've actually used a aluminium car body mesh repair kit to make the mesh here, and then super glued the whole thing together. These walkways are great. You can span across gaps, join other buildings, and so on. You can place them around here. So I've just spanned mine across there to make more of a platform on top. The same process can be used to create the perimeter fences, which you can see across here. And you can also use that same process for creating these propaganda posters, like so. Again, just to really make your table look 40k, like it's part of the 40k universe, these little touches. And the great thing about these is that you'll see these transition across over onto different terrain setups. So your accessories can follow you around whatever table design you decide to go for. So you do get good use out of those. There's one there, there's another one across the other side, like so. And then James's favourite over here. This one, just so you can see all the weathering effects on those. It's good fun putting those together. It just really helps to make the table look like a proper 40k battlefield. So for that tutorial, 3-in-1, I'll put a link for that in the video description below as well, so you can link out to the accessories tutorial. There's other Games Workshop accessories here, so you've got some of the barricades and so on. Little details like that, little casualties. That's taken from the Toxicrene Tyrannid monster set. It comes as part of the base for the model. You've got this one here. That's from the Space Hulk set. The Terminator on the throne. So too is the cat. So these little touches just make the board have that 40k feel to it. Big fan of doing little things like that on the table. So little accessories like that. And then finally, the final finishing touch is these stones. So you can see them here. That's just stones I've collected on the beach. I've then taken some sprays, chosen particular sprays. I think a bit of like Chaos Black, matte black spray, and then I think some red spray, and then mostly some brown. Now the brown that I've used, you can use this one here. It's called Trench Brown. It's a nice medium brown colour. That's the kind of colour you're getting from it, just there. But you see how well that matches up with your battle mat. So what you do is with your battle mats is you check out the colours. You look for the colours that you need. So we've got a nice sort of stone sand kind of colours. We've got rusty browns running through. And then as with Colour Forge, they've got a brilliant range of sprays here. They're in these large cans as well. These are bigger than usual, 500ml cans. So you get a good mileage out of those. But they come recommended. That's from the Outpost. You'll get those. So link for them in the video description below. So I use a mixture of those sprays. You put the stones in a tray. Spray them with the sprays, wait for it to dry, shake them up, rotate the stones around, do another spray, and just keep going, and then the majority of the stones will get sprayed the colours that you want, and then you can just use those. And again, they just help to link the terrain in. So you've got the terrain piece sitting on the table, and then some stones just to blend it in, to help it sit onto the board like it belongs there. And these stones have matched in colour-wise. They've matched in really well with the battle mat itself. So not everywhere, and I haven't swept them up really neat, just generally just tucking them into little patches, just nice and random to make it look as natural as possible. So that's it for this tutorial. Feel free to copy, you can copy all the elements that I've talked about here, and you can recreate this board exactly as you see it on the video. If you follow along step by step, you can achieve exactly the same results. And as I said, with the terrain painting, it's not a high skill level. You really can do it if you follow along. You know, the colours here is 2 sprays, masking tape, just to create that. So there's not much painting involved, just masking tape up to create the division, spraying them up, and then sponge work used for the rusty colours. You can see it running through here. It's nice and quick, and then as sponge work again, doing the chipping effect around. It's not, the skill level is not too high for that, and you can move fast, move quickly, and you really can enhance the terrain from Gamemat.eu. In fact, what I'm going to show you is just to show you the contrast that you can get. I'm working on another colour scheme for my desert board. I've taken the same set, the industrial terrain set from Gamemat.eu, and now I'm going for this rusty kind of effect. So you can see you get massive colour differences going on. And that's the same process. Spray paints with different tones, rusty effects coming through using a sponge, and then the chipping effect. Again, but completely different colour scheme. So you can keep a lookout for that. Plan to do a desert terrain theme board as well. And again, that's not taking very long to do. I've spent about an hour so far, and I've made good progress with that terrain set. But I encourage you to do terrain. It's worth doing. It's worth an investment. Perhaps team up with a few friends, churn out a terrain set that you can use for your games, and you'll be glad that you put the effort in. So links in the video description below. Don't forget to use that discount code. It's a limited time. It's 20% off Gamemat.eu. So they've got a massive range of battle mats from them. Loads of pre-painted terrain sets from them as well. Keep a lookout for more videos in this series. Thanks for watching. And tune in next time. And then I'm going to fade out here with some atmospheric music for this board.